Good evening and welcome, everyone. Welcome to this edition of The Back Room. We are so pleased that you have found us here this evening to hear from four amazing authors. Quickly, I am your host for this evening, Hank Philippi Ryan, the USA Today best-selling author of 14 now novels of suspense. My current novel is Her Perfect Life, which is so casually displayed behind me, and I can show you right now. Look. My new book is The House Guest. This is the first ever public appearance of the actual arc of The House Guest, which comes out in February, which is sort of Gaslight meets Thelma and Louise. So you will hear a lot more about that. And let me introduce them to you right now. I'm going to do it in alphabetical order. And every time I do this, I think, I wonder if I got this right. But I think I did. I think I did. Our first author is Rachel Howzell Hall. Rachel is the critically acclaimed author of the Amazon charts bestseller We Lie Here, the Anthony and Strand and International Thriller Award nominated These Toxic Things, and the Los Angeles Times Book Prize nominated And Now She's Gone, which was also nominated for the Lefty, Barry, Seamus, and Anthony Awards. She's the author of the Audible original bestseller, See How They Run, and the Thriller Award and Audio Award nominated See How It Ends, and also, and wait, there's more, a New York Times bestselling author of The Good Sister with James Patterson. She's also received acclaim for They All Fall Down and for her Detective Eloise Norton series. Her newest book is We Lie Here. Rachel lives in Los Angeles with her husband and daughter. Welcome, Rachel. Thank you for coming back to the back room.
I'm so happy to be here.
Our next author is John Hart, the fabulous, amazing John Hart, and we welcome him here tonight. The New York Times bestselling author of 7 novels, I'm not going to read them all, including, though, The King of Lies, Downriver, and The Last Child, and his newest, The Unwilling, just out. He is the only author to win the Edgar Award for Best Novel consecutively, 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, the best novel. That just is very difficult. I don't think that's ever the only one. That's amazing. John has also won the Barry Award, the Southern Independent Booksellers Award for Fiction, the Ian Fleming Steel Dagger Award, and the North Carolina Award for Literature. His novels have been translated into 30 languages and can be found in over 70 countries. John spends his time on a farm in Virginia where he lives with his family and 4 dogs. And he says, and you can ask him about this in the breakout rooms, he says he loves to write, but he loves his farm as much or maybe even more. And if he's not at the keyboard or with his wife and children, you will find him in the woods or fields, most likely on a tractor. So we want to hear about that. Welcome, John. Thank you.
Thanks, Hank. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Great. Jennifer Hillier. Hey, Jenny, is the USA Today, Toronto Star, and the Globe and Mail bestselling author of The Things We Do in the Dark. Her previous novels, hold it up, Jenny. Her previous novels include the national bestseller Little Secrets, which was also a finalist for the Los Angeles Times Book Prize and Anthony Award, and Jar of Hearts, the winner of the ITW International Thriller Writers Award for Best Hardcover Novel. Her novels have been published in 23 languages worldwide. Born and raised in Toronto, she spent 8 amazing years in Seattle, she says, which is where she first became a published writer. She currently lives in Oakville, Ontario, Canada, with her husband and son. Welcome, Jenny.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, we're excited. We're really excited about this. And our fourth author is the amazing Hannah Morrissey. Hannah is the author of the Black Harbor suspense series, which includes Hello, Transcriber. Do you have that with you, Hannah? Can you hold that up?
I loved Hello, Transcriber.
Oh, it's quite amazing, you all. I can't wait for Hannah to tell you about it. And coming soon on December 6th, The Widowmaker. Hold that up too. Yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous. A former bookseller, police transcriber, and 3-decade survivor of Wisconsin winters, Hannah enjoys putting her characters and readers in bone-chilling atmospheres that permeate beyond the page. Naturally, her novels have carved out their own subgenre of Midwestern noir. I love that. When not pinning characters to her murder board, that's what's behind you, right? I'm trying to read that. She can be found, as she says, nowhere, as she prefers to either hide indoors or travel to faraway lands as long as they have a bookstore. And so let's play our not quite 20 questions. 20 questions would take too long. And I promise you, I'm going to stop talking. It just seems like I'm talking for about an hour. Let's play 20 questions, and we'll start with the way I see you on the screen, which is Hannah Morrissey is first. Hannah, this is perfect for you. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Oh, morning person. Yeah. I start my writing every day at 5 a.m. And I'm good until 9 or 10.
But
So I'm like,
you used to be a police transcriber on the overnight shift.
yes, that was an adjustment. Right, yeah, that was an adjustment. But I definitely prefer the morning person. I'm usually in bed by like 9 p.m.
Oh, we'll try to get you there tonight.
Yeah.
Our next question for Rachel Howzell. Rachel, do you have any special talents that we might not know about?
Special talents. I used to be in a bell choir when I was like from elementary school all the way to right before I started college. Yes, we were the only African-American bell choir in the United States. And I played middle C as well as G and F, bass clef. So yes.
That must take so much concentration.
It does. But it was fun. It looked very interesting on college applications. And I am friends with some of my former bell choir members to this day. We like hang out and we're all best friends. So yes, and that's my dog. So it's around dinner time. So she's like,
Are
there videos, Rachel, of you singing?
Actually,
where can we go?
Yeah, I'm sure there are, because people go on Facebook and like, oh, we found. So yeah, I was actually president of the bell choir. Yeah, it was cool. We did some little tours and all that kind of thing.
Did you sing and play the bells, or was it just
no, I was also in a choir in high school. So, but no, this was bells.
I think we should all get bells and do this. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. That's great. That's fascinating. I've never known anyone who's been in a bell choir. So great.
And one of the bell boys, the guys, we were going on tour, and he made a joke about a bomb being in one of the bell cases, and we got to see what security looked like in LA. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, never a dull moment in bell choir. All right. John Hart, what is the first thing that you remember writing?
Wow. First thing I remember writing. First of all, let me just say, great group of authors. So happy to be here with all of you. Thank you, Hank and Karen, for inviting me. This is really great. The first thing I ever wrote, I was 10 years old. I was on a fishing trip with my father. It was a day-long trip. I didn't much care for the fishing, and I found myself in the bowels of the ship with a notepad and a pencil, and I wrote a short story about falling off the boat and being saved by Aquaman. I was a bit of a comic geek as a kid, and he took me down to the undersea city, and I got to be a little superhero. It was awesome. I would give $1,000 if I could find that short story now.
Do you think it's somewhere?
Not awful. Don't get me wrong, but I would love to have it.
Sure. Do you think it is somewhere? Exists?
It's in the bottom of the darkest, deepest landfill in North Carolina at this point. I'm certain. But that was the first thing I ever wrote, and I was really quite proud of it. I do actually have 2 failed novels that will never see the light of day. Those were probably the second and third things that I wrote, but it all started on that one day on a fishing boat.
It all started with Aquaman.
He was my favorite. I mean, come on.
That's great. How many people read comic books as a kid? Yes.
Kind of.
Totally.
Archie and Jughead.
Oh.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
I was Justice League of America girl more than Archie and Jughead. Okay. Digression. Jennifer Hillier, what was your first job?
My first job, I was a telemarketer.
What did you sell?
I had to call people and tell them about a sale at an electronics store.
Oh, God.
So my brother worked at an electronics store, and they were looking for telemarketers. I was 14. And I think that is where I learned how to swear. When you call people and they don't want to be called, and back then there was no caller ID, right? You just pick up the phone and go, hello. Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm calling from Tech, whatever it was called. And we're having a sale this Sunday, click, or sometimes they would just tell you to F off. It was really soul sucking and awful. And I thought that's what growing up was going to be, that every job was going to be terrible like that. And I made like $3 an hour.
That is soul sucking though. That's awful. Just to
Soul-sucking,
be
yeah.
rejected, and yelled at by a stranger. Lovely.
That's right.
Oh, Hannah, what book are you recommending?
Yeah, but no, Sign Here I think was like it was just like a really fresh take on a premise with this, the main character being in hell, literally. And I just thought it was so fun just to have that kind of reimagining and just funny, unexpected things. Like the only alcoholic drink is Jägermeister, and like the music in your apartment is curated against your tastes. And it's just really funny stuff like that. And I really enjoyed the human family as well, because there's a family on Earth. So the main character, his job in hell is he's in the deals department, and his job is to get people to sign their souls away.
Yeah.
So
Just like life. Rachel, what book are you recommending?
Wanda Morris's Anywhere You Run. This is Wanda's second book. I love the first one, so I said, yes, I'll read the second one. And it's, of course, a mystery. It's about two sisters, Mary Gold and Violet, in the 1960s South. In addition to dealing with race, both sisters are dealing with it in different ways. One's on the run. Well, both are on the run. One for murder that maybe she committed, maybe she didn't. And the other's on the run because she isn't leading the life that she had hoped to live. I don't want to say too much because I hate spoilers, but it's a mystery, but it's also a history lesson.
Yeah.
It's also suspense and women's fiction. It's all the things. You learn so much. Wanda is a very smart, funny, great with dialogue type of writer. Pick it up, learn some things, but also I like family secrets, so it's full of that too. So like I said, it's full of all the things.
John Hart, what book are you recommending?
So I'm recommending a book called The Dog Stars. Let me see. I don't have it with me because
There it is on the screen.
Okay, there it is. Perfect. I gave my copy to my father, who's 83, an avid reader, and I've been talking about it for years. I read the book some years ago. It's perfect for the COVID times because it's probably the most eloquent post-apocalyptic novel I've ever read. I mean, the guy is he should be considered a national treasure. He's absolutely a beautiful writer. I would say the first 30 pages of this book and this is a nice tie into your earlier question about dogs, probably the greatest love song to the relationship between a human being and a dog ever written. I mean, it's really just a beautiful story. I know that's like a whole genre, the post-apocalyptic novel. I don't read that as a normal thing. It's not my flavor. If you have any interest in the book, read it. And if you have any further interest, you should Google this guy. He's fascinating.
You're getting a lot of acclaim in the chat as well.
Don't forget
to chime in on your chat, everyone. This is we love hearing from you. Jenny, what book are you recommending?
But I did read The Last Housewife a year ago, and it was a fantastically dark thriller. I write dark thrillers, and this is actually a couple of levels below me, which impresses the heck out of me. But because it was a year ago, now I'm like forgetting all the little nuances of the plot. I love Ashley.
Ashley's great. She's amazing.
She's a fantastic
She's twisty
writer.
and dark and
I actually
surprising.
blurbed this book. I loved it so much. So I mean, definitely pick it up.
Wasn't that fun? We hope you enjoyed that taste of what a backroom session is like. But more fun comes immediately afterward. That's when the audience is broken up into 4 breakout rooms, and each author in turn visits each room. We'd love to show you what a breakout session is like, because those relaxed face-to-face conversations between best-selling authors and readers are the hallmark of backroom events. But breakout sessions are never recorded, because what's said in the back room stays in the back room.